All right, it says we are live. Welcome back to Stock Tricks with Nick for this week's Midweek Movers live stream, June 9th, 2021. In tonight's live stream, we'll be going over my watch list. We got 23 stocks for you. We'll go over some of them quickly because they're not exactly in the right setup, but definitely want to take a look at everything, be prepared for any stocks that will be moving. Along with the stocks that I have to show, I hope you guys have a lot of stocks that you want to see as well. So as the live stream is going on, make sure you drop any charts that you want to see in the chat box. We'll be using that a lot. Along with any questions that you have for me, whether it be, Nick, where would you put your stop on this? What type of risk management do you have when a stock's moving in your favor or against you? Anything like that. We'll go over anything that you guys want in this next hour, as long as we get through as many charts as we can. Right now, short squeezes are staying hot. There's a little bit of give back today with GameStop and AMC. And those stocks were already so far extended. So if we can use short squeezes being kind of in season, in favor, along with quality setups that we want to be buying into, and we can combine those two, that's when we really get probability on the trade, and that's when it can work out well. So far this week, had some mixed moves. Monday was great for my account, and then Tuesday and today, not as strong, but still a positive week so far. If you enjoyed the stream, please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel. I make this live stream on Tuesday or Wednesday during the week. Trading recap on Saturday, going over all the trades that I made, the good ones, the bad ones, especially the bad ones I like to talk about because then I won't make those same mistakes again, because it is sometimes embarrassing to show you guys, hey, this is exactly when I was being dumb and over trading, not moving my stops up, anything like that. So going over the bad trades or the losses helps me out the most. Hopefully it helps you guys out as well. And then on Sunday morning, I put out a breakout watch list for the top setups in the upcoming week. On this week's watch list, we've already hit some out of the park, so that's good to see. Give me a follow on StockTwits, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram now. Those Facebook and Instagram just made those last week. So that's Stock Tricks with Nick there, and then Stock Trick Nick on Twitter. I'd say I post the most on StockTwits and Twitter, but I'm just trying to get into the Instagram and Facebook as well. So go ahead and check those out. Quick disclaimer, anything that I talk about today is not financial or stock advice. Please do your own due diligence while trading. You're trading with your money. I'm not trading your money. So you have to be careful about what you're doing. I trade very carefully with position sizing and stop losses because I don't want to lose money. Hopefully you guys are the same. Quick look at my current portfolio. You'll notice way too many stocks in here. That's because I've been ramping up, starting out with smaller position sizes, 3%, 5% of my account, and then getting into a little bit larger position sizes as all the stocks have been breaking out. I've been able to move stops to entry to take out the risk of the trade and then put that risk into another stock. So right now I'm 88% net long invested, got stopped out of 2 trades today, and then took a lot of partial profits on CLF today. That was a huge winner. Took some on CROX, Crocs, GNK, that was a good trade today. What was the other one? And Playboy, PLBY. Took partial profits on those. So I'm 88% net long invested. I'm all long positions at this point. And I have too many positions on. So hopefully, ideally, all of these keep breaking out, right? But that's not what's going to happen. Some of these I'm going to get stopped out of, and then I'll start consolidating my portfolio and taking larger position sizes now that I'm getting closer to my account balance high. And here's the watch list that we'll be covering. I'm probably covering BLNK at the bottom there, but got 23 stocks. I have them written down. We'll go over all the charts, their setups, buy points, and then maybe where we could find a quality stop loss as well. With that said, if I don't cover one of the stocks that you guys want to see, make sure you drop it in the chat. I do have a couple from StockTwits and Twitter that you wanted to see, and we'll get to those. But other than that, make sure you use the chat. Let's get this going. All right, let's switch camera view, or this view. All right, starting with ALGN. And let's do this. Just try. Okay, so this is one 2020 winner. Even in 2021, kind of based out, has been doing very well considering the tough sell-offs that we've had in February, March, and April. This is only down, pulled back only 22% from the highs, which is really great to see. A lot of growth stocks pulled back 50%, 60, even 80%. So for this to only pull back 22% from the highs in February, really good sign of strength. Since then, has bounced up and is now kind of coiling up on the right side of the base. You can see ATR, this is average true range. This just measures the volatility in the daily candles. So as this metric drops, the daily candles of the last 14 days are getting tighter and tighter. And that's what you'd like to see, because when that happens, you're more likely to be able to put on a 5% stop or 3% stop even, and not get stopped out unless you're wrong on the trade, where it really pulls down. The tighter the ATR is, the less volatility and that choppiness that might just stop you out randomly on a trade. So with this, you can draw a downward diagonal that hits the latest 3 points. So you could take this with just a break over today's high, which is 595.65. That would also get you over this kind of main part of the volume shelf right through there. So kind of two different strategies. I know a couple traders are now really starting to work on like volume shelf setups. And on the downside, you have the 50-day, you have the 20-day as possible support there. So if we just take a break over the high, put your stop under the previous day's low and the 20-day moving average, that's only a 3% stop. That's a quality setup. If you could get a 3% stop on a stock that's only pulled back 20% from the highs, definitely one to watch. That's ALGN. What's up, Evan? All right, AMRK. Let's zoom out here. You got the 200-day, 50, 20, 8, all in the right order. The 20 and 8 are meeting right now and are above, so could be some resistance up there, but I don't think this is a high tide flag. Let me measure this. Whoa, something went funky there. Oh, it is. 118% up, 14% back. So does qualify for that high tide flag setup. Been trending down on less and less volume. So nice and quiet as it just pulls back a little bit. Gives short-term traders a reason to get out. Kind of the first party is over. Trading sideways here. And we keep on undercutting the base of the lows, which as long as you're not in the trade yet, you like to see, because it really shakes out the traders while only being 14% off the highs. That's a sign of strength. ATR is starting to come in a little bit. What I would be looking for is a break over the high from the 7th, which is 52.12. And then let's see. Yeah, from that high to the low of today is 6%. So that's within my 7% maximum stop loss, and you could take the trade there. You could split the stop, some at 5, some at 7, to give you that wiggle room as well. But not doing anything wrong. Lower volume pullback, slightly under the 20-day moving average. AMRK. Next we got APO. This one isn't going to have as much pop to it, but 27% move up, and then has flagged out really nicely. Volume, the last couple up days in the flag have been heavier than the down days. So that's just kind of one extra thing to look at in the chart is how is the volume coming in on up days versus down days. This is looking good. ATR is coming in at kind of the main part of the volume shelf right here. So A low risk entry would just be waiting for a break over the high from May 28th. That would be 58.33. Otherwise, you could take a break over yesterday's high, 57.92 as a possible buy point. And I mean, under the last week's low, that's only 2.2%. Under the entire flag right through here, that's only 5.3%. So because this kind of breakout was 27%, you're not likely to get another, I don't know, 40% move or anything like that. So we have to keep our stops as tight as possible so we get good risk reward. We want at least 2 times our risk. So when we bat 50%, 50% winners, 50% losers, we still come out ahead if we get more on our money. APO. ATH. Nice upward trend here. 250.28 on the right order. I think this is a similar move. Yeah, 28%. Flagged out. ATR is falling off a cliff. Volume doing the right things. So same kind of story. Let's see, what would your max stop be? That's only 6% stop there. So break over the high from June 1st, 63.64. That'd be my entry point. And then a stop somewhere below the lows, ATH. Next we have BLNK. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please leave a like. Just click the button. Doesn't cost anything. Helps me out. BLNK. Really strong move, obviously, in 2020 and 2021. Since then, we had a kind of a W-shaped pullback where it looks like things were going to be going again, had good volume coming out over the 50-day moving average, and then everything just pulled back again. So that's not exactly what you'd like to see. Bounced at the 200-day and is starting to come up here. This is one of the heavily shorted names, and you do have just a 2-day pivot coming through here now where volume has been very light on the sideways action. Ideally, we get a couple more days trending down, maybe test the 8-day exponential moving average before coming out and taking out the high here. 42.48 would be my buy point. Set your alerts a little bit lower than that, but that's where I'm looking at. It's not the best setup in the world, but does have a lot of power, does have heavy short interest, but does have this volume shelf too, so could see some resistance up top here. That's BLNK. CEIX had a kind of double breakout here, up 96% in 8 weeks or less, pulled back only 8% so far from the high. Lighter traded name, only 290,000 shares traded today, but you're seeing, let's zoom in a little bit, you're seeing volume lighten up as it flags out. I would like to see, I'm getting picky on this because we have 2 daily highs, 1733, both of them are at 1733. So right now, this isn't offering like a lower entry point. Ideally, in these high tight flags, you get this kind of downward action while the 20-day catches up. And then as that catches up, it bounces and moves out. Then you can get a lower entry point. But for now, as this is just trading sideways as volume's lightening up, it would have to be a break over 1733 for me to take the trade. And I'd rather not do that. So probably going to be cautious with this one, but it was a setup that I wanted to talk about. Next, we have DAVA. Had a nice quick flush yesterday on lower volume as this flagged out like very much sideways. I mean, look at that box it's trading in. Volume super light, ATR is lightening up. Relative strength is doing great, which is another thing that you want to look at. Did get going a little bit today, but this isn't going to be one that breaks out for 40% or anything. This was a 33% move since April 15th to June. So a month and a half, it only moved 33%, which is good, but you're not going to see that quick breakout that we like to see. So I don't know. maybe one that we have to trade if the next couple days, week or so, growth starts selling back a little bit. But this is nice, clean entry point through here, and I think the stop's only 3.5% to the low of the flag there. DAVA. D now. Got the 200-day starting to turn up here. The 50-day, 20 and 8, all in the right order. Kind of a cup, and then, I don't know, I wouldn't call this a cup and handle because it's like kind of a double cup. But a nice clean entry point. You have a couple daily highs right through there. Volume really light on the last couple pullback days, and still closing above the 8-day, still closing above the 20-day moving average. Nice to see. So a break over June 4th's high, 1124 would be your possible entry point. And a stop below the low is only 5.7%, so that works that way. And let's do a quick measure. This is another one, 29% up. So you're not going to make your most profitable trade on a stock like this, but it's one that maybe you can increase your batting average, your win rate, and just add a couple bucks to your pocket with good risk management. EMKR next. Let's do a quick measurement. 78% up. Let's see, how many days is this? 50 divided by, yeah, so it's a little short of a high type flag. That's up 80% or more up 90% or more, 8 weeks or less, pull back within 25% from the high. So a little bit short of that. Has that kind of wedged up look to it. So like for now, when you get a wedged up area like this, we've never had a kind of chance for sellers to really take profits and run. You had this 2-day pullback to the 8-day. That wasn't very aggressive. What was that, down 9%? So ideally, this either like pulls back more or we trade sideways and we can get a lower entry later on in the week, maybe Friday, maybe even next week. I put it on the breakout watch list. But for this to work, I'm going to be waiting for a break into kind of like the yearly high, 1029, right through here. But is a strong name, great relative strength, but ATR is just starting to come in a little bit. Let's see, how far are we extended from the 20-day? Still 8% extended from the 20-day. Give that a little bit of time to run up. Ford, this is one that has been kind of on my general watch list. Had a 45% move up. I was waiting for a pullback to the 8-day exponential moving average. We're starting to get that. What is this pullback? 7% pullback. Notice the volume is getting lighter and lighter. Less sellers are coming through here. 8 days now getting flat, which you like to see. We're still very extended from the 20-day, 10%. But if this could be just a classic pullback buy where a break over today's high, 1562, would be your entry point, and then get it going again. I would like a little bit more kind of action on this, like where it bounces and then tightens up, because a 45% move for Ford is pretty impressive, and we want to see a little bit more of consolidation for that. But I mean, not doing anything wrong, showing good relative strength, only pulling back 7% on lower volume on the pullback. It's Ford. Next we have FUTU. This is one that I got in on the 4th. So I got in on Friday, got stopped out on Monday after taking a little bit of profit. Kind of just a scratch trade for me. I tried to get in with a break over that high after we checked back to the 8-day exponential moving average, and then we broke out on Friday with good volume. And since then, we just had a lower volume pullback. I want to see this kind of test the 50-day moving average and then turn back up. So this could be one that needs a little bit more work. Zooming out, this was a huge winner at the end of 2020, beginning of 2021. I mean, let me just measure this. Yeah, 630% up in two months. Gonna need some work in here. if we can just trade sideways and then go out either at the new high or the relative high here, 157.90, that could be a possible buy point. Or later on, if this is like a next week stock, we can find a lower entry point later on. But definitely one to set an alert for and be prepared if it does get going. Next we have GRWG. If you guys are enjoying this stream, just hit the like button really quick. Doesn't cost you anything, helps me out. I'm just starting to get back into streaming every week, so the more likes, the more interactions on this, the more YouTube's like, hey, people like this. Let's push this out to more people. So get that chat going with any stocks that you guys want to see. GRWG, another one that was a winner in 2020, 2021 at the beginning, sold off, let's see, 52% I think it was. I just measured it, 51%. Had a second pullback that bounced right at that 200-day moving average. Don't love the selling volume. This is heavier selling volume down to the 200-day than I would like, but has consolidated, peeped over the 50-day, got rejected, and that's where, like every time right now, it's been rejected at the 50-day. So I need it to move over that 50-day moving average. So break over 45.35, the high from June 1st. That would be my entry point right through there. You have basically 3 daily highs right at the same price. And today, very little volume on the 1% down day. That's nice to see. So if we could break out after this, then we're above the 50-day, above the 8, 20, 200, all of that thing. Still below the main part of the volume shelf, so maybe a little bit resistance. Probably not the highest probability trade out there, but one to keep your eye on, especially if the industry is starting to heat up, which it does seem to be. HAWY. This is one that I just got stopped out on, I think Monday. IPO 60% up. Since the peak there, we've pulled back 13%, so the peak right here, down 13%, not bad. Had a good volume day when we put in the low in this pullback so far. Still trading sideways, needs some more work. There's not really a low pivot point here yet. Today's high is the highest in this pullback other than, nothing clean about this just yet. But one to kind of set an alert for, like 25 flat. If we can get over that, maybe it starts picking up again. But I mean, I moved my stop up to even or even a little bit higher than even, got stopped out there. But just because I got stopped out doesn't mean this isn't going to be a winning stock. I want to be around when it does make that turn. So I have my alert set, HAWY. Next we have HIMX. This is one that was on the breakout watch list. One that I got into on Friday. Let me zoom out a little bit. So had that kind of double bottom look to it after just a base, and then it looked like it was forming up this nice flag. And when that happened, it flushed. So everyone who's like getting in on these lows, they got, not everyone, but a lot of people got scared out there, got shaken out with their stops, and then it rips off the low. Let's measure this quick. So 46% off the lows. I got in off after this, the first breakout, checked back, and then got going on Friday. Good continuation on Monday, and then yesterday, inside candle, little volume. Today, inside candle, little volume. This is setting up another pivot point. You could use Monday's high, 14.59. If you don't already have a position, now I might add a little bit at a break of 14.59. If you don't already have a position, maybe you wait for this to pull back to the 8-day. Since it is kind of, it bounces, then runs sideways into the 8-day, and then bounces again. So maybe give this a little bit more time. But if you're already in it and looking for an ad spot and we see some good relative volume coming in, that would be a really nice break over 14.59 is your possible buy point. HYRE, another one that was on the breakout watch list going into the week. Another one that I traded, and I did get stopped out of this one. So right through here, it was a flat top entry point. Got in, sold some into strength, only like 20%. I was up 7% at the time, so I didn't even sell at the top. Then moved my stop to even and got stopped out on the next day here. So basically right at the open, it checked back down, hit the 8-day, ran back up, made me look dumb for having my stop there. And then today we flushed a little bit more, down 3.5%. It's down 2.6% after hours. That's why it's showing this extra bit. I don't like that E-Trade does that. They shouldn't do that. But with this, now we basically have this same entry point, a couple of points higher, 2 daily highs, 1830, 1829. Had a malfunction here. If we could just tighten up, look at the volume on this pullback though. It's extremely light. Not many people were trying to get out of this stock. I got my stop hit. That's the only reason I left after moving it up to my entry point. But if we can get going again, a break over 1830 would be my possible buy point. HYRE there. Next we have MVIS. This one is just super heavy short interest. One that it looks like it's going to need some time. Down a little bit after hours, down 4.5% today. But again, similar to HYRE, down on very little volume. So not many people trying to get out. Give this some time for the 8-day to catch up. You have the main part of the volume shelf here for possible support bounce. And that would just be a pullback buy that you want to get in a little bit lower. Somewhere, you have 3 areas of support. You have the high from the second, you have the 8-day exponential, and you have the volume shelf. So if we can have one day, so Thursday, where we come down to this area, set a lower high, and then on Friday we take out that high, that would be a really clean entry point. Or maybe this needs more, like much more time to really flag out, but that's my play for it. If short squeezes are still working, I want to be taking a look at what has the highest short interest that still matches my my setups. NMRK, I think this was on the breakout watch list as well. Still flagging out nicely. Not much to say about it. Up 23% on the latest pop. Good couple shakeout days on the 28th and the 3rd. Had a fake breakout yesterday and then consolidation, lower volume today. So a break over 1328, the high from yesterday, that would be a possible buy point on this one. OII, this one's just going to be a pullback buy. So we had 2 recent breakouts. I think, let's see. Yeah, this does qualify for that high tight flag. So we have a 91% up, a pullback of only 9% so far. We're coming to the 8-day right now. No really like much lower entry point. You could use 1795, the high from the 7th so far. I would like to see this still kind of trend down, allow the 20-day moving average to catch up, and then make the turn there. That would be ideal. Otherwise, if you just want to take this just with the turn, so a break over today's high, 1761, then you get a lower entry point. Use the low of today as a stop within 5%. That could work. OII, high tight flag. PLTR. This is one that I bought yesterday. So had this nice like base going through here, and then we undercut that, so everyone got stopped out that got in at the base, and then a huge volume day to reverse it. Couple pullback, and then started to trend higher. Had a fake breakout. Then we pushed higher, then consolidated, and then yesterday with a break over those 2 daily highs, 24.75, 24.84. That's when I got in. Since then, it did pull back 2%. I cut my position in half. Don't want to be carrying a full losing position into the next day. I want my trades to either immediately work out for me or to take the position size down. I want to be wrong as small as possible and be big when I'm right. This one, just a break over yesterday's high, 25.23 as a possible buy point. 50 days just starting to turn up. 20-day is now in an uptrend, and 8-day is flattening out. PLTR. Got 4 more for you, and then You want to see Apple. SM, this is an energy stock, had a 45% move up, pullback of 11%. So not a high tight flag, but very low volume in the pullback. Have two daily highs right around the same price, 23.65, 23.45. Give this a little bit more time to work itself out. A little bit heavier volume the last couple days, but that was sideways action really, 0.13 down. So if we could break over yesterday's high, 23.65, maybe that gets going. Or inside day Thursday, use the high from Wednesday today on Friday's breakout. SM. SSP. Let's do not a high tight flag. So 72% up, 24% out. And then this is really kind of loopy, right? So we pull back to the 50-day, undercut the 50-day, we pull back, we have the 50, 20, and 8 all at the same price. ATR's coming in now. We're just a little bit below this volume shelf. So if we can wait until we get over these 3 daily highs here, 21.54, 21.53, 21.55, 21.55, call at the top there. Breakout over that would be my buy point. And then you could put a 5% stop to the low of the last 4 days. SSP. TEN is next. This is one that has been really taking off. Ran 112%, down 10%, flagging out. I mean, everyone sees this flag, and that's what concerns me a little bit. And that's why, for me to take this trade, I would really like to see a day where we undercut some of the lows. So we take out, like on Thursday, if we take out Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday's low, maybe even last Friday's low, touch that 8-day, and then turn around and check higher, then we can take the trade. But this just seems so obvious to me that someone's going to try and malfunction it first. So instead of buying with a break and then getting stopped out, if we can get the undercut of the lows and then rip higher, that's what I'll be looking for with 10. But I mean, 98%, or not 98, what I say, 112% up, 12% back, 10% back, high tight flag, definitely something that I want to watch for. And last, TTCF. This is a highly shorted stock, above the 200-day, above the 50, 20, 8. We're coming off the lows. Let's see what percent. 44%. This is one that I put a trade in today, but it never got triggered, thankfully. But now we have 2 daily highs, 23.59, 23.58. So it must have hit it. It must have missed it by 1 cent. My buy trigger. But so inside day candle today. We are under this volume shelf right here, so I want to buy as we're breaking out over that. But heavily shorted interest, heavily shorted stock. We pair that with a quality setup as this kind of flags out, tracing that 8-day exponential moving average higher. This could be something that does get going. All right, now let's see what stocks you guys want to see. Someone in StockTwits asked for CWH, so let's take a look at that. Camping World. Let me zoom out, get the full picture here. So 200 days kind of going flat, higher. Under the 50-day, pulling back here. What was the pullback? Only 20%. Is that really a 90% move up? Wow. Oh, that's all 2021. Okay. So, I mean, this has been moving higher, but under the 50-day moving average. And noticing these selling volume pockets, there's some decent amount of sellers here pushing this lower. I don't love that. I don't love a stock under the 50-day moving average. I won't trade a stock under the 50-day. That's just a personal rule for me. So for that, I mean, you could have your stop under the low right here if you're already in the stock. I don't know where you entered it. yeah, this might be one where we wait for it to consolidate. And if we get a break over this kind of 2 daily highs here, 42, I just had it, 42.18 and 42.09. So 42.18 along with this downward diagonal and a little bit of the volume shelf there. So if this can trade sideways for 10 bars, so that's 2 weeks, a little bit under 2 weeks, and then make a break, that could be a possible buy point. You would get over the 50-day, get over that pivot point, and get over the volume. Outside of that, wouldn't be a stock that I would want to get into just because it does have these high selling volume days. Probably a better setup out there. So that's CWH, AAPL, Apple. This has been basing out. This, Amazon, what's the other? Google's been doing well, but Apple, Amazon, Netflix? Let me check Netflix really quick. What has that been doing? That looks like it's topping. That does not look good for Netflix. But let's go back to the stock he requested, Apple. So above the 50-day, bounced off the 200-day. Does have this kind of lower entry point here that we could get into. I don't like to trade off news. It's pretty unpredictable because the news can come out and then you're seeing what everyone else does with that information. I would rather just look at the chart, look at volume, and then make my decision from there. Apple doesn't seem like a stock that's going to break out and really get running. Doesn't seem like a stock that will really hurt you either, but I'm a swing trader. I want to be focusing on the stocks that are soaking up money, that are getting stronger. This has just been really just like, I don't even know the right word, lethargic, not doing anything, basing out. So not a stock that I would try to be swing trading right now. MGNI. That was a winner at the beginning of the year. I remember trading that through here. Bounced right at that 50-day moving average. So definitely someone taking some profit there. The thing with, let's see how far this pulled back. Yeah, 63%. The thing with stocks that pull back more than 50%, there's just a lot of people that got trapped at these higher prices that when the stock does move back up and they could be like, okay, I got out for break even, I wasn't wrong, they're going to do that. So when we do get to these kind of like volume shelf areas, like the previous basin here, there's going to be people that are going to take the trade off, not for profit, but for break even. And that's going to cause some malfunctions in the trade. So right now it's in this like kind of gap and you only have the 50-day moving average that's any pressure, but it's just going to be a tough trade. If it can get going again, it does have power, and probably some short interest on it too, but oh, that's like a perfect that's like a perfect diagonal as well. So, okay, so if we're going to trade this, let it check back a little bit, bounce off this volume shelf, and then take out what would be a declining 50-day. That would be an entry point in a week or so that I would look at, but we did undercut the base. But a lot of the stocks, growth stocks, they've already undercut the base and then ripped 40%. I guess this is 40% too. It's just so aggressively sold off that doesn't look that well. I don't know. It could work. I'm going to be giving it some time though. I'm in no rush to trade it. MOGO. 49% down, so doesn't violate that 50% move. Good up volume on a couple days. Then things get nice and quiet through here. Yeah, I think this one just needs more time. It's under the 50 days, so I don't want to be trading that. Has some heavy volume up top. Yeah, I'm definitely going to give this some time. I'd rather it break out without me, check back, and then get going again, because then we can kind of define our stop a little bit better, and we're not trading under the 50-day moving average, but just going to need some time. It's not completely destroyed, but probably not the best place to put money for a swing trade. IRBT. Man, that really popped. Must have been a short squeeze. So dropped 47%, and then we undercut that base, down 55%. Do I have earnings on here? Events, earnings, yeah. Rejected right at that 50-day moving average. Sitting on the 200-day. So, yeah, under the 50, I'm not trading it. Under this volume shelf, because, I mean, best case scenario, 20% move up, and then you're going to have people that take the trade off through here. This traded sideways forever and then flushed, trapped all those traders higher. I'd rather trade strong stocks that are near their highs, breaking into new highs, than stocks that are sitting under volume shelves of resistance. Just a lower probability trade. Doesn't mean it can't work, but I mean, trading is not absolute. Like I always say, we're just trying to take the trades with the highest probability that we can put our strict risk management on. All right, we'll give it another minute or so. Any other stocks that you guys want to see? Otherwise, we'll cut the stream. I did want to point out that there's a trading conference on YouTube, not my YouTube channel, so kind of giving someone else some publicity, but I'm definitely going to be going to it's Trader Lion on YouTube. Richard Moglen helped put it together. It's going to have a ton of big name traders, 2 days, completely free on YouTube. I'll be going, taking notes, and then I'll probably make some videos from the notes that I take. But if you're serious about trading, make sure you check it out. The lineup they put together is so incredible that when I saw it today, I just kind of canceled all my weekend plans. So make sure you check that out. If you enjoyed the stream, leave a like. Please leave a like. Just a quick click helps me out. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on Saturday for the trading recap. I'll probably film that Friday night and then post it Saturday because I'll be at that trading conference all day Saturday. Put out the Breakout watch list Sunday morning so you're prepared for the next week, and then we'll do another live stream next week, probably Tuesday next week. All right, see you guys later.